I'm Dave Myatt from Architecture Today, and we are finally here to take a look at the insides of the COP26 house. Peter Smith from Roderick James Architects. Do tell us how you managed to achieve this.
Thanks, Dave. Yep, it's been a roller coaster. 8 weeks we've had to build this house. 24 different companies have come together, provided all their materials free of charge, and Robertson have provided the labour to put it all together.
Well, let's take a look around now.
So this is the kitchen dining area as you come into the house. Kitchen just slightly underneath the mezzanine, made with recycled timber doors and a recycled marble worktop and a beautiful zero carbon oak dining table. For this house, we don't have a water supply. So normally the kitchen would wrap around the far corner underneath the window directly in front of us. You can see it's slightly higher than the window next door. And so normally we would have our kitchen sink underneath that window looking out at the view, and concealed units underneath. So in the final house we'll have a hob in the middle and a fridge freezer on the right hand side. So some nice large areas of glazing looking out over a view which will be the Cairngorm National Park. And
the full height over this area gives a real sense of space and light, doesn't it, Peter?
Yeah. So we've designed it to have a nice, large, full height, open plan kitchen, dining, living area in the front of the building. And an upper floor mezzanine, either home office, studio, or bedroom space above.
So just before we move through to the other rooms, how is the heating going to work in this building?
Yeah. So here in the middle of the roof, on each side, we've got infrared heating panels from Herschel, which work by heating up the objects that they're pointing at rather than the air around them. So they're much more efficient. They're direct electric, so 100% heat transfer, but you use a lot less electricity to heat up the space because it's not relying on convection currents. Got another one up there. So this space has been set. There's the thermostat by the door. I set the thermostat to 16 degrees and it feels really warm in here.
So let's take a look at the back. I take it we've got a utility cupboard on the immediate right, just behind the entrance door.
So on your right in here, we'll have the fuse box, ladders, hoover, kind of utility space. And then this will eventually become the shower room. It's a bit of a guddle at the moment. We've got an MVHR unit in here just now. This is the all singing, all dancing version, which is, as you can see, pretty chunky. Most of that is insulation, but it will be used to extract the warm air and pass that over the incoming cool, fresh air and swap the heat over from one to the other so that the fresh air coming into the building gets its heat from the air that is being extracted and spreads that heat around the building. You can see we've left the ducts exposed, and the grills bring the fresh air supply into the kitchen area. And it circulates around the room from the top to the bottom.
So in its end form, that will be the shower and toilet.
Correct, in that little room in there behind the reclaimed timber door.
And then onto the dining room.
Well, we've kitted it out as a dining room just now. This could be a bedroom, or it could be the home office. We've got a screen in here where we show slides of all the different contributors. You can see here 24 companies have contributed to this house. Quite a surprise to me to realize that it only takes 24 different products to build a whole house. So in this version, you can see the ducts up there. In this version of the house, we've got a ladder stair bringing us up to the mezzanine. There's an option of either having a space saver stair in the back of this room if you had it as a home office, or you could bring a spiral staircase up the front of the mezzanine from the living space and have the downstairs room as a bedroom and have this as the office. But for this house, we've left it as open as possible.
So what are we thinking in terms of running costs for this? This is the smallest of the houses that you'd have in this form.
So we've insulated it to passive house levels and gone for high levels of air tightness as well, good quality triple glazing. And so the energy consumption has been brought right down to the absolute minimum. And we would imagine this house costing a few £100 per year to heat, in the low hundreds. We haven't quantified it yet exactly, but judging by experience of previous similar buildings, it would cost about £300 or £400. Looking back on the mezzanine, maybe difficult to make out from this angle, but there's about 2.5 meters of space between the two roof light windows, so lots of room to stand, even for someone who's 6'2" like myself. Some nice views out over the Cairngorms. Or the Kingston Bridge, whichever you prefer.
Peter, thank you very much indeed for taking us on a guided tour of the COP26 house.
Thank you.